In a world where celebrities are tracked by cameras, politicians are followed by reporters, and billionaires post their private jets online, there's one leader whose movements remain wrapped in secrecy: Kim Jong Un. As the leader of North Korea, every trip he takes is treated like a classified operation. Routes are hidden, schedules are secret, and entire security systems move into action before the world even realizes he has left. So, how does Kim Jong Un travel without the world knowing today? We're diving deep into the hidden systems, secret strategies, and intense security methods that allow one of the world's most protected leaders to move almost invisibly. To understand this, we first need to understand the environment around him. Unlike many world leaders who operate in relatively open systems, Kim Jong Un exists in an atmosphere built on control and secrecy. Information is tightly managed. Public appearances are carefully planned. Even small details can become matters of national importance. This means travel is never just travel. It is a full-scale operation. Let's begin with one of the most famous parts of his transportation system, the armored train. For years, reports have suggested that Kim Jong Un prefers traveling by heavily armored private train for many long-distance journeys. This train is not just transportation. It is a moving command center. The exterior is designed for protection, while the interior is believed to include conference rooms, sleeping quarters, communication systems, and luxury accommodations. But what makes the train especially important is security. Unlike air travel, rail routes can be completely controlled. Tracks can be monitored ahead of time. Areas along the route can be secured. This dramatically reduces unpredictability in some cases. Security teams reportedly inspect sections of track in advance to ensure safety. Another strategy involves timing. Kim Jong Un often travels at unusual hours. Late-night departures and early morning movements reduce visibility and limit public attention. By moving when fewer people are active, secrecy becomes easier to maintain. One of the most fascinating tactics reportedly used involves multiple vehicles and layered convoys. Several motorcades may move simultaneously, making it difficult to determine which vehicle actually carries him. This creates confusion for anyone attempting to track movements. Some reports even suggest that alternate routes are prepared in advance in case plans suddenly change. Ground transportation itself is highly controlled when traveling by car. Roads may be cleared entirely before movement begins. Security personnel secure intersections, monitor surrounding buildings, and restrict access along the route. The vehicles used are often heavily armored and customized for protection. One of the most recognizable images tied to his travel is the sight of security personnel jogging beside his vehicle. While symbolic, it also demonstrates the extreme focus on close-range protection. Air travel is another layer of the system. Although trains are closely associated with his travel style, aircraft are also used for international trips. These flights are carefully planned and coordinated with foreign governments. Flight paths may be kept confidential. Departure times can change suddenly. Airport operations may be restricted during arrivals and departures. All of this reduces exposure. Communication secrecy is equally important. Only a small number of trusted individuals may know complete travel details. Information is shared on a need-to-know basis, limiting the risk of leaks. Secure communication systems are used to coordinate movements and maintain contact during travel. Another major element is advanced preparation. Before Kim Jong Un arrives anywhere, teams may inspect locations days in advance. Buildings are secured. Entry points are controlled. Emergency plans are prepared. Every possible scenario is considered. Accommodation is also carefully selected during international visits. Entire sections of hotels or compounds may be reserved exclusively for him and his delegation. Security sweeps are conducted repeatedly. Even food preparation can involve strict protocols. Now think about how different this is from ordinary travel. Most people worry about flights being delayed or traffic on the road. For Kim Jong Un, every movement involves national-level security planning. Another interesting factor is unpredictability. Schedules may change suddenly without public notice. Routes may be altered at the last moment. This unpredictability is intentional. If nobody knows exactly when or where movement will happen, threats become harder to organize travel for. Kim Jong Un is not only about movement, it is also about symbolism. The armored train project strength and tradition, the organized convoys project authority, the secrecy itself project's power. Every detail contributes to an image of control. Another fascinating point is how little the public actually sees when footage appears on television or online. It is usually carefully selected. The real logistics behind the scenes remain hidden. This creates mystery, and mystery increases global curiosity. International travel creates even greater complexity when visiting another country. Coordination becomes massive. Security teams from both nations may work together. Roads can be shut down. Entire airport sections secured, all to protect one individual. Now imagine the pressure involved in organizing such operations. Repeatedly, every mistake could carry enormous consequences. That's why planning becomes obsessive. Backup routes, emergency vehicles, alternative communication systems, medical teams, everything prepared in advance. Another important aspect is loyalty. People involved in these operations are likely selected extremely carefully. Trust becomes critical in highly secretive systems. Loyalty can matter as much as skill. Why such extreme secrecy? Part of the answer is security. Another part is political control. Maintaining uncertainty around movements creates strategic advantages. It prevents outside observers from easily predicting actions or locations. It also reinforces authority. A leader who moves invisibly appears untouchable, and that perception matters. So how does Kim Jong Un travel? Without the world knowing, through layers of secrecy, through controlled information, through armored transportation, decoy convoys, restricted communication, and intense preparation. It is a system designed to hide movement, reduce risk, and maintain absolute control. And while the world occasionally catches glimpses of these operations, most of what happens remains hidden behind closed doors. That is what makes it so fascinating. A modern world leader moving through one of the most secretive travel systems on Earth, a lifestyle where even transportation becomes a carefully protected mystery. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden travel methods of Kim Jong Un, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next exploration.